All right, Pops, you spent 43 years in the auto industry selling cars, and you have a really interesting trick for all of us. If we're going to purchase a used car from a dealership, we need to look at the stock number because the stock number, as you've taught me, has all sorts of interesting information hidden within it. I want to dive into that in a second, Pops, but before we do, you saw the Instagram DM that we got, didn't you?
I did indeed, yes.
We have a lot of dealers in our network, people that share information with us. We really appreciate it. It helps support the CarEdge community. This one, Dad. Hey, Zach, long time no talk. Just wanted to give you some real-time insight on the wholesale used car market in California. Things are really heating up in the auctions the last 4 weeks. Prices are rebounding and going up fast. MMR is going up and the volume is really low and declining week over week. Here is the kicker. Not sure when this repo issue is going to hit, but 80% of the cars are in very poor condition. Anyway, prime units are bringing and will bring more money over the next few months. Dad, we've heard for a while now that at the auctions, the condition of vehicles passing through the auctions are pretty rough, right?
Yes. And you know, let's face it, typically when a dealer takes a car to an auction, they didn't think very highly of it to begin with, unless it was an aged unit that they take to the sale. So if the dealership has a lot of auction cars, you might want to question the condition of some of those vehicles. And there's oftentimes a way to get some idea as to where the dealer got the car that they're selling.
All right, and that is the trick. We can use the stock number to understand how the dealership took the vehicle into inventory, and that is important. To your point, Dad, we've done videos talking about like buying cars from rental car companies too. You've always said if rental car companies sell at an auction, they're selling the cream of the crap, not the cream of the crop. Those are the ones that they sell like through the Avis storefronts. It's kind of the same concept. And we should blanket this entire video with get a pre-purchase inspection. If you're buying a used car, get a pre-purchase inspection. That being said, Dad, I found 2 vehicles on the CarEdge car search at the same dealership, Infinity of Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona, near where you used to work at Acura North Scottsdale. And I want you to help us understand, Dad, for this 2013 GMC Terrain, how did the dealer get this into inventory? Was it from the auction? Was it a trade-in? Was it something else? Pops, we are super excited. CarEdge Insurance, what is it? What do we need to know?
It's all your insurance needs in one place. Easy, simple, fast. Just give us some information, you get your quotes.
CarEdge.com/insurance.
Well, based on the stock number, and the stock number oftentimes is like the last 7 or 8 of the VIN number. And in this case, the last 7 or 8 of the VIN number was of the original car that somebody purchased. And that somebody traded in that GMC Terrain. And the reason I know that is because there is an A on the end of the stock number. So if the stock number was PF 109570 and there's a trade, it becomes that number with an A on the end. Now, if they sell this Terrain and they take in another trade, that number would suddenly become PF 109570B. Okay, so you keep moving up the alphabet as you keep taking in trades so that you can keep track of those vehicles. So this was a trade-in.
That's so incredible. That's just like on the fly, you can look at a stock number and you know it was a trade-in. And again, the VIN that you're referencing is not the VIN of this vehicle. It's the VIN of the prior vehicle and then the A at the end. And then the next stock number, if it got traded again, would stay this PF 109570, but the A would be swapped out with a B so that they could track it. That is so cool, Dad.
Oftentimes, or the P could be in the front. So the vehicle that this was traded on could have been a purchased vehicle from somewhere. It could have. So the stock number is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you use the last 7 of the VIN, which most dealers do, and if there was a P in front of it, so my guess is that the Terrain was traded in on a car that they had purchased. Now, the vehicle that they had purchased could have been purchased at the auction, or as we know today, more and more dealerships have come up with programs to encourage consumers when they're selling cars to go directly to the dealership. But my supposition is that this terrain was traded in on a used car that had been purchased either from a customer or at the auction or from another dealer directly. At new car franchises where they have service loaners, a lot of times to know that you're buying a loaner vehicle, oftentimes the dealer would put an L at the beginning of the stock number to indicate that it's a retired service loaner. So it could be like L V06059, something like that. But the L would indicate that it's a retired service loaner. And then I saw some people ask questions about, well, what if it's like CarMax or Carvana? Well, let's face it, they buy every one of their cars, so they don't have to put a P in front of it. You know it's a purchased car, except if they take a trade-in on one of their vehicles, there will be an A at the end of that stock number.
All right, and just to clarify, to make sure no one's confused, I found a 2022 Infiniti Q60 Coupe at the same Infiniti dealership, and there you go. Stock number starts with NM600764. So it is the last 8 digits of the VIN is what they're using at this dealership. And like you said before, if they traded in a vehicle on that, then the traded in vehicle would have that with the A at the end, then they sell that vehicle and have a trade-in on that, then the B at the end, so on and so forth. Pretty interesting stuff, Pops. Thanks for explaining it to us.
Well, it's it's some of the nonsense I've picked up after 43 years. It took me a real long time to understand the concept.